Morning, folks. Back here today on this F-150 or F-100. I got a grease gun, greased up the front end good, and tightened up the steering box. I didn't improve it a whole lot, but it's pretty good and steers a little better. I got it to move back and forth under its own power. So today I'm going to do this last wheel, clean up that wheel cylinder and bleed it, and hopefully I'll get a little video of it moving in and out. That motor's still crooked every time I look at it. Kind of pisses me off. I may work on that a little today. I got some plugs for it, spark plugs. This side's smoking, so I'm going to pull these plugs out. I only bought 4. They were $19. I thought that was about right for 8, but it turned out it was only 4. So I only got 4 plugs. And I got a picture of how this this tailgate latch is supposed to work. It's got a flat plate with an eye in it, and that's supposed to go back here, hook under this, and then the hook goes to the end of it. So I need to do something with that. The bottom here is kind of looks like it's sunk down, messed up. I'll have to figure out these hinges, move this motor back a little bit. Got to get this out of here. It really makes this truck sag. Probably I'll just take the pry bar and pry it over to the other side. But I got mismatched wheels on it. This is the original spare. And this is the tire that's supposed to go on it, and it's obviously not going to hold air. Anyway, so that's the plan today, is try to get that front wheel fixed up. Maybe I'll get onto this. Depends on what kind of metal I can find around here. We'll see. But for sure I need to do that brake on that side, and I'll do that and then see what I feel like doing on the rest of it. Now that I greased it, I can actually turn it, but it's supposed to have a 17-inch wheel in there, and that thing is, I don't know, 12 inches or something. Probably looked cool at one time, but it's not really any good for steering this big old truck. No power steering or nothing. I had a heck of a time with it the other day, just trying to steer it out, drive it back in. But it looks like it would be alright. So, without further ado, I'll get into this brake on this wheel here. And just notice, looks like I got a little metal patchwork needs to be done there. I'll get that off there and see what I can find out about that wheel cylinder. With that, probably didn't have to take that off, but At least I cleaned it up good and wire brush it there. And I'll pull this this bearing out of here and see if I can get that whole drum off in one chunk. Pretty dirty. Bearing. Wheels rusted up some, not too bad. Well, lubricate this all up. It doesn't look like it's moving pretty free. Got a lot of dirt in it. I'll blow it all out with air and clean it. And I'll go ahead and pull that master cylinder or that wheel cylinder apart and try to clean it. That shouldn't be too much trouble. Like I said, these little channel locks sure work good. Really make it easy to pull off brakes and springs, all that stuff. This one had the inside plates, the other ones didn't. Got my adjuster to the back. Looks like it's out about 6 or 7 threads. You can see there. So just blow this all off, wire brush it. These look like new shoes again. So somebody was in here and did a halfway good job. I'll get all my grease and everything cleaned up good. Now I got new grease. I'll pack both of those bearings. Try to get this boots off of here. No evidence of leaking. Let's see how hard they are to poke out. Oh, that's a different story. It looks like they're froze pretty good. Like brand new little cylinders. Nasty looking fluid come out. Yeah, it's just black and filthy. Spring went somewhere. I'll have to round it up. I should be able to push this all the way out. Yep. So the rubbers look good. I see no evidence of rust. The wheel cylinders feel good. I'll just run a rag in there and clean them up a little. See what they look like. Oh yeah, they look like they've been honed. Pretty new master cylinder. Now just spray some cleaner in that, put it all back together. Make sure that the valve and everything is working. But this side, don't look like there's going to be any problem at all. Well, I got that all cleaned up, greased, and I'm just gonna try to stick these shoes back on there. They actually look pretty good. I didn't clean them up very good, but I did clean them. That's pretty good. Get my little keeper pins in here. Get a spring on it. These had the backing plate springs, so I'll go ahead and put those on. Get my magic pliers here. One. This other one. Where are my keepers? There's one. I see one. All right, don't worry about the backing one. I'll just get this on like it is. These are kind of covered with a mixture of grease and brake fluid. At least protect them. All right. Got my adjuster there, or the bleeder screws loose. Maybe I ought to just see if I could put one spring on and start from there. Yeah, doesn't really want to go up there good. That started. Magic one-handed pliers. Actually, you know, you can use a Phillips for this too. It'll hold pretty good onto that pin. Probably just be better off trying to do it with pliers. Yeah, there we go. And I get that a good kink. Now I can get this one pretty much on. I should be able to get this spring on. Probably Phillips will work now. Almost. Yeah. Twist that down. Mr. Shoes on. I lubricated this bottom adjuster good here with WD-40. I'll just make sure it's turning. About 7 or 8 clicks in. Clean my shoes once more. I cleaned these shoes before when I first got it rolling, but once more, blow it out, a little air. I've already repacked the back bearing on this, so I've got a little more rust right here in the bottom of it. Get that out of there. That shoe looks good. Went on pretty easy. Now I'll wipe some of this old bad grease out of here. I broke it all free from the back. Clean it pretty good here so I can put new grease in it. There we go, that went on all right. Now I'll clean and pack that wheel bearing here, and we'll move on from there. Yeah, we got that all on. I'm just gonna clean this up a little. Looks fine. Put a little grease on my adapter nut studs, or actually these are wheel studs, just to give them a little head start. Clean up the back of this adapter some. Has a chance of mounting flat, and I've got some new lug nuts ordered, but in the meantime these look like they're good enough to hold. brake all finished, and seems like it turns easier now that I greased it up. And I'm going to just pull these spark plugs out of here just to see what they look like. Plenty tight. And since I got 4 new ones, might as well put them in. Well, first one's covered with oil. Second one's black. I don't remember what the firing order on Fords are. I think this first one up here is number 1, and they go across 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be number 3, and it's covered with oil too. Number 1, if that's number 1. It's black. So look like they're pretty oily. I can see now why they cost so much. They're these great big 3/4 inch plugs. I'll dig the new ones out and see what they look like. Well, they look a lot better. These other plugs look pretty new. I'll just put the new ones in anyway, just to see what happens. Probably pretty boring to you. Wouldn't even... Probably really gonna smoke. Yeah, it ought to pour out of there now with them good plugs. Much at all. You hear that exhaust leak. I noticed on the camera it sounds like it's got a bad water pump, but it don't sound bad out here. I think I'll just clean them other plugs. I got some stuff on my lens here. That's a little better. Anyway, I brought my feeler gauge, so I'm gonna put these points in this well right. It's kind of doing the same thing it was, missing. Does sound better with good plugs in it. Really quit smoking a lot. Might have been just that old oil in there. Wasn't burning at all, and just pumping it right out into the exhaust. We'll see. I'll put some Rizlone or something in it. I've got valve seals coming, so I'll put those in, and I think will be good enough. But you know, it should have smoked a lot after setting overnight, but it didn't seem to be smoking at all. Well, the book calls for 17 thousandths, or 26 to 30 degrees. I know I got it gapped a lot farther than that. Oh, lucked out, I can actually get it on top of the globe, right where it stopped. And I got 17 thousandths here. Yeah, it's way too hot. I mean, too far open. Close this up just a little bit. And that's about 17. Might be a little snug. I'm not sure I got that completely on the lobe. And I'll just put it back together and check the dwell. Dwell at 30 would be good enough. Alright, hook my dwell meter up and bring it back. Alright, see what it does. So I'm just going to guess here and just close this up just a little bit. Give it a little more dwell time. I can just barely see the points move. Let's see what that did to it. Try it again. That's good enough. 26 to 30. A little too short a time on idle, but that's all right. All right, guys. Like and subscribe. This is probably a bad video again. Bright stuff behind me. But as we know, the test of a rat rod is that it'll do a burnout. And I guess here's the ultimate test of a rat rod. Will it do a burnout with a 472 Cadillac motor? This thing runs and drives. I'm gonna take the AMX and put it over there, and I'm going to pull it forward right there, and I'm going to see if it'll smoke the tires. Well, we'll just see what happens. Oh, the AMX will. Well, I hope the camera was showing it. I didn't realize that how close I was to that other guy's car. It looks like the tire on this side was the one doing the spinning. Makes sense, because that motor sitting on the other one, I thought it was a smaller tire. But definitely it runs good enough to smoke the tire. So that's it for today. Brakes work, goes forward and back. So Mr. F100 works.